Good evening, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. You guys want my smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So yeah, Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Well, this morning I did kind of say we were in a flag pattern, but we were quite extended, obviously, in the move from all the way down around 10k. Quite extended in this move, and it was looking actually more like a descending triangle, which is what we actually drew on here. And then what happened is we dropped out of that descending triangle. Obviously you can see here, if you look at it not closely, but you can see we broke underneath it. We came and we back tested the actual the bottom basically to the tick, almost tiny gap there, but yeah, came and broke it, back tested it, and then obviously proceeded to sell, which is textbook forecheck, back check, paycheck price action. So that is it. There's the back test. Obviously you would see it better if we looked at, like, say, a 1 hour time frame. I mean, it's pretty clear there. You see the breakdown, the back test, and then the actual dump. But yeah, so yeah, that has played out. So what happens now? You guys know my views pretty much. My views pretty much are we're gonna maintain this range for the foreseeable, basically, providing we don't get any sort of a stock market crash or a DXY crash. Either of those, one of them will send us probably down, and the other one will probably send us up. But I don't think we're going to get a crash of those. We're going to get probably trending price action in the direction we're trending. And I think Bitcoin will just play this nice, healthy 14 to, I say 18, just to make it sound easier, but it really is actually 17.5. But yeah, this 14 to 17.5k range, obviously with this being pretty much the midpoint, which is where we did get rejected from initially. And then, I mean, you guys know how we trade these ranges out. We trade sort of to the middle, to the bottom, to the middle, break, consolidate, break the middle, to the top, to the middle, consolidate, to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, like just variations of that price action. And that is pretty much what I am expecting. You can see price didn't quite get down, quite down to our level of around just about 14.1. So I mean, yeah, obviously that's showing that there's buying pressure. So yeah, there was obviously buying pressure here. If we started to get a move up and then we don't actually break this high and then started to come back down again, then I imagine we will probably have the ability, the bears will have the strength to take us down to actually properly into this 14k, maybe sub 14k level. On a week basis, and yeah, I think we'll get supported there. Obviously this initial dump, there were lots of people in shorts that were happy to get out. There were lots of people wanting to buy in that probably started buying on the dump, and then obviously buying in when we got close to this level. So obviously people are wanting to buy in, and that's why we didn't quite get down to the actual target. But like I said, if we don't come and retake this level and start to make a higher high, then yeah, the next time we start to turn down, there obviously won't be as much buying pressure from the bulls, and then yeah, we'll potentially trade into this level. But yeah, that's kind of, I mean, very simply though, we'll obviously play it day by day or half day by half day, 4 hour candle by 4 hour candle. But yeah, like I said, what I am expecting is us to trade in this range. And yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. I know there's a lot of you guys that are thinking this is it, we're going to 20k. I see it, I hear it, but you just got to look at how Bitcoin moves. We get a big move, we consolidate for months. We get a big move, we consolidate for months. We get a big move. I mean, this consolidation here was a whole month. This consolidation down here was a whole month. If you consolidate from here from a whole month, say 5th of November, well, we're looking at least to here. But these were obviously tighter formations. I think now we're up in this zone in the Wild West zone for Bitcoin. I think we'll trade a bigger range, and because of that, I think we'll trade longer than a month. So I am literally, well, I'm realistically looking at to around here, around to the into next year for us to be trading here. Yeah, I mean, I might be wrong. Obviously, I've told you what will result in me being wrong is obviously a stock market crash or the dollar getting down to 88 quicker, because you guys know dollar at 88, we're going to be above 20k Bitcoin, but I don't think that is going to come straight down there either. I think we're just going to play out play out some of our consolidation. And don't forget, guys, you're not gonna want to hear this, but we could, if you just look at this whole move, we could very easily come down and test well around the 13k pretty easily, if not even the 12k region, and it be a great buying opportunity. So yeah, don't, obviously, I mean, we're looking at this on this daily time frame, obviously incorporating a lot of price action, but yeah, I would look, you can look at it, you can see literally this level 13k would look fine, 12k would look fine, and then yeah, then turn around and work our way back up. So whilst we are trading just below 15k at the moment, and we have been just, well, actually we ticked 16k, did we tick 16k nearly, and well, we've basically been nearly 16k. These numbers below, we are playing with big ranges, basically we're playing with big numbers now, and we can get down to 13k easily. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that's going to happen, because I personally think we will get the ranges pretty much 14k to 18k. But obviously, we can, 13k is not far away from 14k, is it, guys? So we could easily get down there. But yeah, I'll just say it one more time. I'm just expecting us to range here. This is all, I think we've got these two areas, this area here and this area here. We're not even trading this area, mind you. But yeah, this area here and this area here. And I think that we're going to trade between these two in the larger context of the whole area here. So that's pretty much what I am looking at here. We'll have a look at Ethereum as well, see how Ethereum is getting on. Ethereum, Bitcoin first, obviously. This is the more important one for me, because there's not a lot of point in measuring these against these altcoins against the dollar, when well, we're just trying to assess what is going on in the crypto market. And obviously a rising ship, a rising tide lifts all ships. So obviously a rising Bitcoin will lift all the altcoins, but what gives us a lot more information, rather than just the surface area information, is actually what they're doing relative to Bitcoin. It gives us another very important dimension, and the altcoins going up against Bitcoin is what you want to see for a healthy bull market in crypto overall. Otherwise, we're kind of looking at a cannibalization of all the other coins into Bitcoin, and no real new capital. And then the next step on that, if we don't get any new capital, is then all that actual capital that's gone back into Bitcoin comes out into fiat, and then Bitcoin goes down, and that is the next step of that action. So what we do need to see is new capital coming in. And obviously altcoins doing well against Bitcoin is kind of what does suggest that. So as you can see, the Satoshi pairing though, we are at an important, well, you can see all the trend lines that we've got coming in here. We're at an important level. Get above here, then obviously a move to the upside does become a lot easier. You can see this channel that we're in, that we've drawn in recently. We are in a very nice channel here that we've had basically, well, pretty much coming in from the the end of last year. So there is nothing really suggesting that we can't get back up to the top of here once we break back above these levels and start to move up. And if we do that, obviously with Bitcoin moving up as well, that is going to give us some very lofty Ethereum calculations. Put it that way. I mean, you can obviously see it will be 0.05 of a Bitcoin, one Ethereum would be, and Bitcoin could potentially be about 20k when we're up here. So that's obviously going to be a pretty big Ethereum number. So yeah, we will look at the USD one because it is important. Obviously the level in looking at USD, just analyzing this chart, is around this, well, it is basically this level here. This is the main one for me, and then obviously we have got that one, but this is more important one. But yeah, we have just obviously dipped back below it again. Interestingly though, supported by this trend line we've got drawn in. So yeah, if we can basically get drawn back up above here, yeah, and then make progress above, basically, well, it will be, once we break 500, it will be all bets are off for Ethereum. we will be onwards and upwards. But yeah, we are looking very positive, very constructive in Ethereum anyways. It is, and again, like I said, that is a good gauge of the overall market. BTC.D, how are you doing, sunshine? So yeah, again, very aggressive move up. If we zoom out on this, we are on the daily. I mean, you can see there is a of sorts trend line in here. I think I did speak about it. I think I did draw it in, and I think I did then decide I didn't like it cluttering my chart. But yeah, there it is. Are we forming an ascending broadening wedge though? I mean, we could very likely be. Once Bitcoin goes mainstream and everyone starts getting involved in Bitcoin, as in like everybody, like as like a currency we all use and things, then maybe we'll have a period of time where Bitcoin will actually start to do stupendously well against everything. So this descending broadening wedge could be very efficacious, and we could basically be coming down for another great big massive altcoin rally, maybe led by Ethereum 2.0, and then we'll get their move back up, and then we'll break back up, and Bitcoin will become the world reserve currency, and obviously that will become way more valuable than any of the other alts put together, and then the dominance will move up. Hey, but absolute total pointless crystal ball conjecture there into the future, but based purely off the statistical chance of a descending broadening wedge break into the upside, and also the fact that I don't actually think it's ready to break to the upside, and that be it, and Bitcoin is the one coin to rule them all forever, which like I said, eventually I think it will be. But yeah, maybe one more move down, maybe around to this level would look quite nice, and then one crazy move up to who even knows, how can the price action, yeah, it can't be more than 100. Yeah, literally it will just be basically it will be getting up to, well, if I was to put a target on it, about 80. So, but obviously I think we will, if I had to guess, I'd say we're going to come down to about 50 first, and then we're going to go up to 80. But obviously that is long time frame stuff. I mean, this alone here was basically end of next year. Well, actually, so yeah, we are probably talking about a year and a half or so we could do that. So I guess it's the weekend, there's not much to talk about, so you can forgive me if I've been talking absolute rubbish about the Bitcoin dominance chart, but hey, I mean, we are coming obviously off the back of a move up here. If this was the price of Bitcoin alone, you'd probably be looking at, I think you'd be pretty bullish. You'd be looking at, yep, this is definitely a descending broadening wedge, which is a bullish formation off the back of this move up. You would be looking at this saying, yep, that looks bullish. The fact it's the Bitcoin dominance shouldn't detract you from your TA skills of looking at this and thinking, yeah, this is bullish. It may not be what you want to know or see, especially if you're in alts or whatever. It won't be what anyone wants to see unless they're just purely a Bitcoin maximalist. But again, like what I will say, I think we've got this move down, this big massive FOMO alt move down, where we can all make ourselves 10, 20, 30x or whatever overall over a period of time, and then obviously we'll have to be very careful with what we do down around this area, take risk off, and then just see what happens. So yeah, absolute total crystal ball stuff there for you guys. Let's have a look at those stochastics, because we do know they were looking toppy. We do know that they were. As you can see, 4 hour was coming down. It turned out it wasn't a bullish reset. It turned out it was going to drag price action down with it. I mean, you can actually see the 4 hour basically topped out just before here. 4 hour topped out here on the actual candle. And then, yeah, started to turn down. And, yeah, eventually it weighed in on price action. 10 hour also, we do know 10 hour turned down at this point here. So it gave us the heads up just before the dump. Also 12 hour here turned down just here. which was on the dump. So obviously 12 hour didn't give us much of a warning. But the thing is, this could, like I said, this could signify a move down to definitely properly into these 14Ks. Yep, we've had a very nice bounce off now. We are a long way from 14K, but if those 10 hour and this 12 hour do start to get some downward momentum, which they haven't necessarily yet. We're not back into the purple zone for 12 hour, and we are only just in the purple zone for 12 hour, and we've only just turned down for daily. But yeah, I mean, we could, like I said, we could get a push back up. We could get back above around 15K, back maybe to the underside of the descending triangle, and then we will start to take another swoop of the 14Ks. I think people have got incredibly bullish, and I think I have been saying this, that everyone's been getting incredibly bullish. In some of my private chats with like my actual friends that I actually know that are involved in crypto, some of them were getting particularly bullish, and I like, when it's going to be 20K soon. I was just like, look, I've even seen you guys be exactly the same before. We've had a big move. Do you know what I mean? You're now basically getting that FOMO move, and this is the point where the move probably flags out. Well, flags out in a not in a bull flag that breaks the upside fashion, just as in flags out and lose steam, which it clearly is looking like it has actually started to do now. And yeah, I believe, well, whilst I think obviously you're going to trade in this range for the next into the next year. Obviously you guys know we split it into two, and we could trade in this range now for actually the next month. So we could have seen our highs of nearly 16K for basically the next month, and we could trade in here. We could then potentially drop down to 13K, grab some liquidity, and then come back up and find our way back into the top half. Perfectly normal price action, perfectly normal. It'll start to get a lot of people worried. I mean, what we may just start to look like Wyckoff distribution here. And then a mark down, and then yeah, and then potentially a buyback up again. So yeah, not the most bullish video, but I mean, we're not necessarily moon boys here. I have been bullish this whole way, and as you guys know, obviously a bit of caution around this daily 9, but obviously you know the rules on the daily 9. You break above it, then excellent, onwards and upwards. But yeah, now I think it is time for sideways now. Be it in this range for a little bit, be it in the whole range, and then we do kind of wildly range, or be it we break into the top half and we consolidate and we range within that sort of large 2K price range. So, but yeah, that is my view, and I do think that could potentially give us some good altcoin plays. I know some people are still saying be a bit cautious of altcoins still, and I have been saying that also. I've been saying to you guys, look, we are not confirmed in a downtrend yet at all for the BTC dominance. We've got to wait till we below, get into this zone realistically, and then kind of test this area as a resistance, and then keep coming down, and then I think we will be in a properly confirmed downtrend that we can realistically look to ride actually down to new lows for a massive altcoin run. But at the moment we haven't confirmed it yet. So yeah, other people are saying this also. That was my point. And yeah, whilst I do think this is what will most likely happen, obviously we can push onwards and upwards from here. And don't forget, we still are in a descending broadening wedge here, and that is inherently a bullish formation, and that could inherently break to the upside. So as you can see in the descending broadening wedge that I've showed you a few times on Bitcoin, that I have drawn in, did it a while back, here it is, and then we can see how it's played out. I mean, this is just another example of descending broadening wedge. Basically got a target of up here, and as you can see, basically that's what happened. So yeah, there we go. So we have met the target basically of this descending broadening wedge, exceeded the target. So now, yeah, now sideways, it would be fantastic. Sideways and then consolidate and then onwards and upwards. So yeah, that is what I am looking at, guys. A bit of a long rambling video there, but yeah, I've got my thoughts out, quite crypto specific thoughts. Again, I'm going to start these videos on individual coins that I'm looking at, because there are some that have been doing pretty well that I'm pretty excited about. There's some new developing narratives. We all know how crypto is a lot of people that are just chasing gains, chasing narratives, and we all flood our money into one thing, it pumps, and then we pull it all out and it dumps and we flood it into the next narrative. I mean, we all know that is the name of the game. We all know that is a way to make good money. Get on these narratives, ride them out, and then make sure we get out for a nice profit. And yeah, some of those narratives that we're chasing, we will I'll probably do some videos. I will do some videos on those and coins we're looking at. And yeah, I think that would be quite useful. So there we go, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys later on today. No, I won't. I'll speak to you guys in the morning. That's the one. I'll speak to you guys in the morning.